Within the walls of Monteriggioni, there is a secret crypt that houses the bones of Ezio's ancestor, Domenico Auditore. Ezio comes from a long lineage of assassins that dedicate their lives to stopping the rise of the Templars. They're a group looking to control the world for their own ends.
May the Father of Understanding guide you.
Like Ezio, Domenico's induction to his family history was abrupt and without warning, a revelation that changed his life irreparably. Domenico, Ezio's great-great-grandfather, was alive at the same time as the great Marco Polo.
Something happened in 1321, yeah? Polo encountered the assassins while visiting Kubla Khan. This must be when he obtained the Codex.
And it was Marco Polo that brought the Codex pages to Venice. This is a video taken from my Assassin's Creed 2 critique. You can view that at the link above now. I'm the Patient Wolf, and my mission is to find, understand, and explain the story and lore within video games. If you enjoy this, hit like. If you want more, check out my channel, and if you like those, subscribe. And if you're already subscribed, consider supporting my work via Patreon in the link above now. I'm the Patient Wolf, and this is the Codex pages in Assassin's Creed 2 Explained. The Codex pages is the personal journal of Altair Ibn-La'Ahad, mentor of the Levantine assassins and successor to the shamed Al-Mualim.
Go and claim your prize.
The pages survived the clutches of the Templars and were eventually entrusted to Domenico, but the Templars were closing in. Instead of relinquishing the journal, he tore the pages from its spine and scattered them within cargo, heading for disparate lands. At great personal cost, Domenico survived and committed his life to battling the Templar Order and tracking down the Codex pages, as did his descendants. But at the time of Ezio's father's death, they had only managed to find 6 of the 30 pages. Ezio's first encounter with a Codex page was when his father requested its retrieval from his secret chamber hours before his death. Along with the pages were documents, his assassin's robes, a sword, and a broken bracer. This revelation of his father's secret identity would unlock the destiny and purpose Ezio has unconsciously always sought.
Each time I take on my father's work.
It would take Ezio 23 years to find the remaining pages, and it was in the study of Ezio's uncle Mario that they would store and study the pages they sourced. Some of the pages would be found on the person of the high-level Templars of Italy. Some were being guarded at secret locations. The pages were encrypted, and before now only Giovanni Auditore had known how to decipher them. With his death, their progress would be stalled, but they were in luck, as the one man with the brains and tenacity to unlock its secrets was the Renaissance man himself, Leonardo da Vinci.
Molto onorato.
His passion for ciphers and knowledge of engineering not only unlocked the secrets within the pages, but also allowed him to interpret blueprints within, speaking to his passion of engineering.
Fascinating. Despite its age, the construction is rather advanced.
Throughout the years, Leonardo was on hand to decode and construct many weapons and guides of combat for Ezio that further aided his search. He even managed to adapt the technology to mitigate some gruesome necessities.
Now all that's left is to remove your ring finger. The blade is designed to ensure the commitment of whoever wields it. I was only having fun, Ezio. Though the blade once required a sacrifice, it's been modified. You can keep your finger.
The pages told many stories, both in isolation and collectively. Across the 30 pages were Altair's thoughts, discoveries, insights into the assassin history, as well as his musings on his time with the Peace of Eden. He questions the philosophy of his order and wrestles with its contradictions. He also ponders the existence of absolute truth, a paradox, but can it ever truly exist? It can too easily be bent to the will of the bearer. He saw this with his master Al-Mualim. Something that is said long enough and loud enough can become truth to enough people, then for the source of the utterance to have control, dominion. Since that time, Altair has championed the Order's need for tolerance. He also understands that in order to have a chance against their enemies, the Templars, they must do away with their fortresses and attack them from the shadows. Altair also talks of his own life, how his childhood was devoid of warmth and love, as was the way with the Order, as assassins were trained from a young age. He laments that assassins should be allowed to love their children, and he vowed to do so himself. Although his quest for love was stifled early on when he lost his first love, Ada,
Any news of Ada since she left? No. How sad.
he would love again in Maria and have the children he so desired to love. Altair's intention is that these pages live on and help sculpt the future, to incorporate his ideas and use his discoveries for good. And those discoveries were many, and they came from his possession of the apple. He once vowed to destroy it after witnessing its power in the hands of Al-Mualim, and now knowing that it gave power to people of the past. But he knew he could resist its power, and resolved to study it. He knows it has a story to tell. He knows it gives knowledge. After all, the apple was instrumental in designing the weapons that Ezio now so gracefully wields. But from the apple came knowledge no earthly human could at present fathom, like the interaction of the planets with the sun, as well as our own planet's shape and expanse yet undiscovered. Altair also experienced the apple's knowledge based in time. Through the lens of the apple, Altair saw destruction, both in the past and a possibility of it in the future, as well as a race of man he describes as the ones that came before, a race that succumbed to this destruction. Altair's discovery through the apple would take a lifetime. Now old, he was growing tired and recognises moments that his resistance to the apple may fail. After all, the power of the apple may well prolong his own life. Can he resist that? Here, the pages end. Altair knows that the apple contains a message of great importance that is reserved for the presence of a prophet. And Altair has long understood that that prophet is not him. Each page speaks of Altair's thoughts and discoveries, but as a collective, the pages add up to a map with locations of several vaults, the contents of which have yet to be discovered. After almost 200 years, Ezio has reunited the pages of the Codex, and with the help of his order, they are ready to seek access to the vault that resides under the Vatican City. Thank you for watching my lore video on Assassin's Creed 2. If you enjoyed that, there is another video I think you'd like in the top right, and thank you to my patrons for supporting this and future work. I'm the Patient Wolf, and this has been the Codex pages in Assassin's Creed 2 Explained.